So I'm kind of having fun with this. Using ChatGPT to find out what pain points are for different industries and also how Zoho apps could then relieve those. Because I already know all this. We've been doing it for over 17 years and working with different industries. And so it's kind of fun to just quickly come up with, here's the list of pain points and here's the apps that can help address it. And that's what we're going to do here. So the subject is financial advisors. Over the years, we've worked with, I'd say dozens of them, because I'm an honest guy. I just like to say, I'm not going to say hundreds, but I think dozens of them. I don't, probably 20 something. And so we've seen these these different things. The biggest thing with systems, and every company needs systems, is that many times you're just kind of cobbling them together, then you don't really fully know how to maximize them. And so they end up being kind of detrimental to the organization, and you might fall back to spreadsheets. I don't fault you for that. I really don't. And I've come across many organizations and financial advisors that have had that happen. Just they get fed up. Like they try using these different things, they don't master them, they don't know them, and they don't want to learn them, honestly, because they're not like a consultant that helps people do that. They focus on what they do. Totally understood. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through some of the, if you're a financial advisor. If you're not, then look at some of the other videos of other industries that we're now creating over and over again. But if you're a financial advisor, I'm going to go through these pain points, and this document here, it's actually a ChatGPT. I tried sharing it, but it was failing for some reason. So there's a link in the description below that you can get a copy of this basically through a Zoho Writer document that I've shared with the public. Go ahead and grab it and look through these yourself. Look at your organization, look at your company, and say, yep, I'm experiencing these things. And then we recommend get Zoho One if you don't have it already. You can get started a 30-day free trial in the link in the description below. It's actually there's a link in the document as well. We really believe in that product. The product is an amalgamation or just a bundling of 50 plus products that Zoho has that are all at an enterprise level. So they're fully customizable. They all interconnect with each other, and you can apply workflows and automation to it. So that's some of the pain points we'll address here too. So you can look through this list. It breaks it down. Customer relationship management. What are the pain points? Difficulty managing client information interactions. One of the things we saw with financial advisors, they always want to see, a birthday and then calculate what the year is. And so that way they can either send birthday cards, maybe an email greeting or something of just, hey, happy birthday. But also there's some calculations that can come into play too. So if they're approaching a retirement age, they want to give a heads up months in advance. You could do that using Zoho CRM. Just having data in one place. That's what Zoho can provide you. Document management. What do you look at pain points? Large volume of documents. How do you share those? So each one of these, you might go, oh, there's different quote apps that you're paying for. Currently, you might do, Box.com, Dropbox, OneDrive, maybe, but you're paying for these different things. As you look at each one of these apps that it shows as a Zoho app that can help address that, that is bundled in Zoho One. It's one price. That's it. Currently, at the time of recording this, it's $45 a month per user for all of them. There's no add-ons. I mean, there are, but you'd have to really, really stretch how you're using it. I don't think you'd do that unless you're a really big organization, but really big means like hundreds of people. And maybe you would at that point. But as a small organization, you wouldn't have to worry about it. You just pay the one price. If it's just you, fantastic. If you have a team of people, again, you're not buying multiple apps. You're buying one bundle of apps. And the apps, again, you have access to 50 plus. You're not going to use them all. If you add up what's on this, which I didn't do before recording this, there's probably 10, 15 in here. And that's kind of what we see typically. Actually, I will add them up here. We've got CRM 1, Docs 2, WarpDrive 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, which actually these are included in one above, 20, 21. All right, so around 15 or so, I think we take the bundle down below. But if you look at these different pain points, task management, let's go up here. So document management. You have Zoho Docs, which is kind of like a Google Docs, online word processor, spreadsheets, and even presentations. That's kind of bundled in that. And then WorkDrive is the file management system where you can actually share permissions to external users. You can then bundle that WorkDrive under a CRM record as well. We have a little widget. I'm going to put a little bubble up above. It talks about how to install that widget. So if you choose to use Zoho One, then you can use that free video to install WorkDrive within your CRM. So you can see within that client what the documents they have. And then within that little window is you can share permissions to external people. Okay, financial planning. This one, they say books and analytics. I wouldn't say so, but analytics, you could probably do that because you can take information and provide dashboards to show what the performance has been over time. What are the best stocks that they have in their portfolio, or whatever. And down below, it's going to talk about like integration with systems. That's one thing. As systems have progressed. As a financial advisor, you probably have systems where you have something called a quote unquote API that you may be able to connect to. And that's something you can do with Zoho as well, as you can connect that to that Zoho analytics and actually create dashboards that then you can externally share to your client as a portal. Through a portal, they can see that. So task and project management, projects, that's kind of your typical waterfall. So you can see milestones, you can do task lists, you can do tasks, and then you work those tasks. You can actually build time against it too, depending on what your pay structure is or your billing structure. If it's flat rate, then one thing that's not even referenced on here, I don't think, billing subscriptions. Yeah, so you might have a monthly subscription that you do. So that's down there. Then you have Zoho tasks as well. So you can book time against a project as well. So if it's time and materials kind of thing, then you can say, well, start the clock, stop the clock for a particular task that you're doing. Now, you may do that if you have a staff that's working with you and you want to log the time against that client, so like the cost basis of that client. So then when you look at the billables, you can see what the profitability is for a given client. So that's something you could do with Zoho projects as well. Client communication scheduling, Zoho Bookings is like an Acuity scheduler if you have that, or Calendly. It's very similar to that. It's where you can go online meetings and create those. And then those tie with, which it doesn't even reference on here, is another product called Zoho Meeting. Zoho Meeting is like a Zoom. So again, it's just included in that one price that you'd pay. So bookings, you have mail. So just like you have Google Mail or you have Office 365, is you could have Zoho Mail and not have to pay for those other products. Calendar, just like you'd expect, it's calendar. Compliance and security. There's Vault for your passwords, which is like a one-off kind of thing. That's what that is. Zoho Sign, electronic signatures. Zoho Compliance, which tracks compliance. There's also contracts as well. So Zoho Contracts, which if you go back and forth for whatever reason with your clients, redlining and that kind of thing, there's another product they have called Zoho Contracts that you can incorporate into Zoho Sign. Marketing and client acquisition. So this is a big thing too, is generating leads and acquiring those leads and then take them through a sales process, is that you can integrate Zoho Campaigns, which is like a MailChimp or a Constant Contact. If you're using those, again, get rid of them. Just use Zoho One and one price. That's included. Zoho Social, if you're using like Hootsuite or something, then Social can replace that. And again, you don't have to pay for the extra license. Marketing Hub is an extension of Campaigns, kind of. It does more. So not only is it email campaigns, but it also checks the social interaction as well. And you can apply scoring to it, and all that can go into the CRM as well. Billing and invoicing. Invoice. So all of these are actually kind of bundled into Books, which was referenced earlier. But you can send invoices out. You can connect payment processing, merchant accounts like Stripe to it, so you can get payments online. You can set up subscriptions, whatever program you want to set up with whatever frequency you want to do. If you bill quarterly or monthly, you can set those up really easily. And Zoho Expense. You can track your expenses easily on a mobile device or plugging it in on a computer as well. Client Portal. This is something where Zoho has something called Creator, and Creator is like they call it a low-code app builder, which if you know what you're doing with it, you can actually create apps really, really quickly. Even if you don't know what you're doing, you can actually pretty quickly put together some apps, some basic fundamental, some apps that could be utilized. Zoho Sites is like a website creator kind of product where you can basically create a website or create some kind of a portal as well. So again, in the description below, there's going to be a link that you can look through each one of these things. And at the end here, as we conclude this, there's going to be a little box that pops up with another video. That video kind of goes through a number of these. It's not going to go through all of them, but it's going to kind of show you, and it's paginated, or it has chapters showing the different products. So if you look at this document, you download it, you look at it, then go to that video, which is going to show up, is click on that, then go to whatever that product is so you can get to learn a little bit more about it. We don't dive into it deep, but at least it give you kind of a taste of what it can do and what it looks like. So that may be very helpful for you as well. I do hope this has been helpful for you. Again, if you don't have Zoho yet, there's no risk. You don't have to put a credit card or anything. Just start the trial. There's a link in the description below. And if you need some help putting it together, we're certainly, we would welcome you. Adkinsgroup.com, there's going to be a link in the description below as well. We try to make it fair to work with us, and we try to make it easy to work with us, and we don't have to overcomplicate things. Just take what we call the low-hanging fruit, figure out what your major pain point is, the most acute one, and see how we can address that, and then go from there. Because you don't have to do all these apps at once. What I would recommend is probably to start with one that's going to address the major piece of what you do. That's that real pain point right now, and then we can, like a pebble dropping in a lake, is then that would cascade from there. So we hope this has been helpful. I hope. I don't know. I have a couple personalities, I guess. I hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, certainly subscribe, and then add some comments. Love to hear from you, where you're at, what kind of practice you have, and how we can potentially work together. Have a great day.